Sometimes animals can be scary and dangerous to us humans, but other times they can end up saving our lives in the most unexpected ways imaginable. This video was absolutely fascinating for me to put together. I hope you guys enjoy it. My name is Danny Burke, this is Most Amazing Top 10, and this is the top 10 animals that save lives. Starting off at number 10 now, we have Lulu. Now Lulu, like me, was a pot-bellied pig. In 2002, Lulu weighed a healthy 150 pounds and was loved by her owners Jack and Joanne, who lived with Lulu on Lake Erie. Now one day, Jack was out fishing and Joanne, aged 61, actually had a heart attack while she was alone in their trailer. As she called out for help, their dog just barked, but Lulu knew what to do. She squeezed through the dog door, pushed open the gate, ran out to the nearby road and laid down in traffic to try and get people to stop. Eventually one man did, and he followed Lulu back to the trailer to find Joanne. He called an ambulance for her and Joanne had open heart surgery. Doctors said that if she arrived 15 minutes later, she would have been dead, and it was all thanks to a very clever pot-bellied pig. Moving on to number 9 now, we have Willie the Parrot. One day in Colorado, Megan and her parrot Willie were babysitting 2-year-old Hannah as she had her breakfast. When Megan went to the bathroom, little Hannah actually started choking on a Pop-Tart. She coughed and spluttered and started to turn blue in the face. Willie was the only one witnessing all of this, and he went mental. He started flapping like crazy and squawking, and by the time Megan came running in to see what the problem was, Willie started shouting "Mama, baby, mama, baby" over and over again. Megan helped Hannah cough up that Pop-Tart just in time. Who's a good parrot? Willie's a good parrot. Next up at number 8 we have Ningnong The Elephant. 8-year-old Amber was visiting Thailand with her family and was staying at the Sheraton Hotel. Every morning Amber would run down to the beach to ride Ningnong, one of the elephants there. On this day she fed bananas to him and rode him as usual, but something was different. The tide suddenly started to rush out to sea. Some people just started walking around collecting the fish that are now lying on the ground floor, but Ningnong knew something was wrong and started running inland with Amber on his back. This was December 26, 2004, the day of the catastrophic tsunami that killed 230,000 people along the Indian Ocean. The waves reached Ningnong's shoulders as people drowned all around them. Amber's life was saved that day, and now she's an adult who sends money to the carers of the same elephants every single year as a token of her appreciation. At number 7 now, we have Winnie the Cat, not Pooh. In 2007, a family in the town of Newcastle, Indiana were fast asleep at 1 in the morning when suddenly their normally quiet cat Winnie started screaming, like actually screaming. They woke up to see her jumping around on the bed, howling and howling like crazy. The woman, Kathy, got out of bed and noticed that she had a massive headache. When she tried to get her husband Eric out of bed as well, he wouldn't even wake up. She barely managed to dial 911, she was that dizzy. When paramedics arrived, they found their 14-year-old son unconscious on the floor near his bedroom. He and his parents had carbon monoxide poisoning from a gas leak. Now if Winnie hadn't actually woken him up, they would have just drifted into an even deeper sleep and ultimately died. Wow. This is the exact reason why I actually have a cat. Nah, it's just a lie, I think they're really cute. Coming in at number 6 now, we have Dory the Rabbit. In 2004, Simon Stegel and his wife Victoria were living with their big floppy rabbit called Dory. One night, as he was watching TV, Simon had a diabetic shock and started to slip into a life-threatening coma. When Victoria saw him, she just thought he had fallen asleep in front of the TV, but Dory the Rabbit knew differently. Despite not being allowed onto the furniture, Dory jumped up onto Simon's lap and started frantically digging and tapping at his chest and just looking at his face in a very panicked way. This agitated behaviour was very out of character for Dory and caught the attention of Victoria, who only then realised what was happening and called an ambulance. She later said she was actually a bit embarrassed because she works for the ambulance service and their rabbit noticed this emergency way before she did. Next up at the number 5 spot, we have Mandy the Goat. In 2002, a farmer called Noel Osborne was out in his fields tending to the cows when one of them knocked him over and he ended up shattering his whole hip bone. Now Noel couldn't get up, and although the cows quickly left him, his goat called Mandy came and stood by him. The day turned into night, into day, and then night again. Mandy kept Noel warm during the freezing cold nights, but that wasn't even the best part of this story. Noel had a container with him and managed to milk Mandy and keep himself hydrated that way. He was lying there for about 5 days and nights until some people found him. That's crazy. I bet Mandy thought the whole thing was really strange. She was probably like, mate, just get up and go to your fridge now, this is getting a bit weird. Coming in at number 4, we have the Daring Dolphins. In 2004, Rob Howes took his 15-year-old daughter and her 2 friends swimming near the town of Whangarei in New Zealand. Rob said that out of nowhere, a pod of dolphins started swimming tightly around them, herding them closer and closer together. When they tried to break away from the group, 2 big dolphins pushed them back in. It was really strange, but it was then that Rob saw it, a 3-meter long great white shark swimming towards them. It seemed to be repelled by the dolphins and swam away soon after. And if you want to hear even more crazy shark stories like that, check out this video I did up here. It got millions of views, which is crazy. I think people just love sharks, I don't know. Coming in at number 3, we have the Lion Kings. In 2005, a 12-year-old girl was walking home from school in a rural Ethiopian town when 4 men snatched her. The kidnappers went on the run from police when they ended up running into a group of wild lions. The lions scared the men so much they ended up just leaving the girl behind and running. When police finally caught up, they found her surrounded by the lions, who they said then backed away and left the girl like a gift. An Ethiopian wildlife expert said that the girl may have been spared by the lions because her cries sounded a bit like a newborn lion cub. Other people say though that she may have just been moments away from being eaten by them, but she didn't get eaten, so yeah, the lion still saved her from the bad guys, so that's why they're on the list. Next up at number 2, we have the suicide saving sea lion. Yes, I came up with that name. In 2000, Kevin Hines was a depressed teenager with a history of mental illness when he made the decision to end his life by jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. Incredibly, he joined the 1% of people who actually survived that jump and found himself instead struggling to stay afloat in the water because of his shattered bones and regretting his decision massively. Then he felt a bump below him. At first he thought, oh great, I survived that and now a shark is going to kill me. But it was actually a sea lion who was trying to keep him afloat and not let him drown. Kevin was eventually rescued by the Coast Guard and now works as a mental health advocate to help prevent suicides so that he can save people's lives, all because of some bumps from a friendly little sea lion. And finally now at number 1, we have Binti Jua. On August 19th, 1996, a 3-year-old boy was visiting Brookfield Zoo in Illinois when he fell into the gorilla enclosure. He fell around 18 feet and smashed his head, leaving him unconscious with a severe head injury, and a group of gorillas just meters away. This was dangerous. As much as Disney have made gorillas look cute and friendly, in reality they have been known to just rip people in half for stepping into their territory. The crowd watched in horror as the gorillas moved towards the boy. But then an 8-year-old gorilla named Binti Jua went over, picked the boy up and carried him to the door of the enclosure so that rescuers and paramedics could help him. She did all of this while carrying her own baby on her back. People watching were amazed that this motherly intuition could cross the species barrier and save the injured boy from a potentially lethal situation. Well guys, there were some crazy stories of when the animal kingdom saved our lives, intentionally or not. Now when I first started making this, I thought it was just going to be a bunch of dogs saving people, but as you can see, all kinds of animals can be our best friend when we really need it. What a lovely message to end the video on, I think. Thanks for watching Most Amazing Top 10. More videos are over there if you want to keep watching. My name is Danny Burke and I'll see all you guys in the next one.